drove past this place a few times on my milk trips at the weekend. So I decided to pull in today and explore this lovely little lake. There's actually a few lakes here. There's one over that hill behind me as well there. But yeah, there's no real purpose to this video, just exploring. Feeling quite peaceful today. It's a lovely day. I don't have a microphone today, so the sound is probably not that great, but we make do. There's a subject I wanted to bring up. I was talking with my partner this morning about this, about feeling alone, feeling isolated in life. When you realize you have nothing really in common with your family, friends from the past, from childhood, you've kind of parted ways. And because you're always kind of seeking to better yourself, you're always trying to know thyself on deeper levels, relationships tend to just fall away. It becomes very difficult to hold on to relationships because those people from the past represented an older version of yourself. So you go through life kind of in this hermit phase, not really having that many people around you. Any people that are in your life, they don't really add that much value to your life. You just kind of keep giving them your attentions, particularly family. When you go back and visit family, they kind of expect you to be that older version of yourself. And they generally don't really see that you've changed, or if they see that you've changed, they think it's just a fad and the old version will come back because it's still there. That's what they expect from you. So we do go through that phase at some point in our journey throughout life, generally in the earlier stages of our self-development, when we've flown the nest. We no longer identify with the past versions of ourselves. But it's quite lonely, isn't it? It's quite lonely. And then there's this inner desire which is connected to self-love. It's part of the journey of discovering your truth and your values and who you really are. We have this yearning for connection. We want to connect with people. But in that needy desire, we tend to attract more people that tend to just drain us, to distract us from who we really are. That pulls us away from our authenticity, because we desire that connection. We'll almost settle for lesser connections. We'll settle for connections with people where we're not really appreciated for being authentic. We portray a certain image in order to get the attention of certain kinds of individuals. And then we realize that's fruitless and that we still feel empty, we still feel alone. Even with all these people around us, these friend groups, networks, that really doesn't represent us on a deeper level. We're not being real with ourselves. So then eventually those people fall away and we feel alone again. What's the common denominator? It's yourself, it's you. You've been using these situations, these connections, friendship groups and activities as a distraction from your own self-acceptance, to really, really accept yourself and love yourself and in your authenticity. To be okay with just being you. Because if you look back on when you were hanging around those old friends, you tend to act differently, you tend to be different. It's because you're trying to fit in. You're trying to fit in because you're not valuing yourself enough. So then you realize, oh, well, those people aren't right for me anyway, because they represent an inauthentic version of myself, a version of myself where I don't really value my authenticity. Because if I valued my authenticity, I wouldn't hang around those people. I wouldn't be in those conversations. I wouldn't be getting involved in the gossip. I wouldn't be getting involved in the bad habits, the staying up late, drinking, and doing all kinds of things that really is devaluing ourselves. We would be getting involved in that. And we often find out, even though the rush and it's fun being around these type of people in the moment, because it's all the dopamine is being, dopamine hits, dopamine response, being around people and having fun and doing, fun things. But then when you get back to yourself again, your own space, you feel kind of drained afterwards. And you're like, oh my God, that actually drained me. Once you get over the dopamine hit, you realize that it's not actually serving you at all. And you're just in this dynamic, a group of people who are just basically pulling a dopamine from the whole experience. So basically it's not about being connected with these people. It's just a bunch of empty people who are inauthentic and not appreciating themselves, all kind of harvesting attention from each other in almost a competitive kind of way. And you realize it's very empty, because you feel empty afterwards. Sometimes during as well. You're like, oh my God, who are these people? Why does it feel so draining, so heavy? It's because they're not your people. You need to start valuing yourself more. Sorry about the wind. But when you value yourself more, and you start being authentic, and you start appreciating your truth and who you really are, then naturally the people that will match your values are going to enter into your life. Butterfly for confirmation. But they're naturally going to enter into your life, but not by you seeking, not by you frantically trying to get connection again. But you need that connection with yourself. Love yourself first. There's no way around that. There's no cheat code to avoid doing that inner work. Love yourself first. And then that will become attractive to higher awareness individuals that match that energy. But if you're not self-loving and you're feeling that lack, that void within you, and you want to fill it by getting attention from people, then that's going to be repulsive from high value individuals with high values. They're not going to be interested in hanging around you when you're in that energy. But who is going to be attracted to that energy are people who want to get, takers, opportunists, low consciousness individuals that are equally looking for validation. So it's like a meeting of victim-minded people who want to share their victim story with each other, so that they can validate each other's victim story. It's not very empowering, is it? So you'll only attract those types of individuals to your life until you take control and you start loving yourself and respecting yourself and being unapologetic about being your authentic self all of the time, no matter who is in your presence. You should be the same person that you are when you are alone as you are in a crowd of people. It shouldn't touch you, because if you are changing who you are, depending on the individuals around you, circumstances, that means you're not secure. That means you haven't defined your sense of self. Or if you know who your true self is, you're not valuing it enough to bring it out and just to be that. So my suggestion is to you, from love, is to just nurture your authenticity and stop caring what other people think, because it's none of their business, and it's none of your business what other people think. It is none of your business. It doesn't matter, because how you feel about yourself is the most important thing. Nobody else's opinion of you is more important than your own of yourself. Now, I'm going to go back home before the milk gets warm in the car. Bye-bye. Peace.